Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 9 of Dawn of Man Hardcore. Alright, so one thing I gotta fix is the backwards gates. This was mentioned to me, God, so many times, and the problem was a lot of everything was pre-recorded and I wasn't really able to fix it as a result, which is a bit of a problem. Alright, the next thing I need to do is to prioritize these bloomeries so that I can get iron to upgrade these beautiful watchtowers into guard towers. That will definitely help my cause. I also upgraded the game from 106 to 110, skipping over 07 and 08. So that means that there is a lot of new stuff in the game. So first things first, the big thing is the cairns and banners. And statues, and they all require new tech. So if I look at my beautiful tech tree here, we've got netting to unlock, we've got stone carving to unlock, and complex megalithism. So I actually stopped the construction of my stone circle because all of these beautiful megaliths right here will be useful to make that cairn when I want to. So what I'm going to actually do is make another one here, not roll these, and have more people haul in the rolling megaliths to this spot. That way, when I need to make the cairn, we can basically snap our fingers and we have everything we need, which will be useful. At present, let's see. Netting. I don't believe anything uses dry skins anymore. So I believe I can set my dry skins to... I'll set it to 5, just in case I need some that I've overlooked. But I don't think we need to dry any of the skins, which means the multitudes of skin dryers I have, some of which can be recycled. So I'll get that done. Alright, and we... Then let's take a look at milestones. So we still need to build 5 guard towers, and my workload is still quite high. So I might not add anything else to these guys' queue until they're all set and able to do the work. All right, some more humans have joined. Wandering in. Now, looking at my knowledge, statues and banners. Actually, banners would be a really good thing to build. Now that they're new, I can put one in, and there's also now variants, which is V, which allows you to change what things look like. So I'm going to put in this like animal skull banner at the entrance of my bridge. Or at the exit, whatever. It depends on which way you're looking at. We have a whole lot of bronze that I ought to sell. Ooh, this is not going to be good. That person's dead for sure. Being ambushed by a bear out in the middle of nowhere. Let's make sure we are absolutely getting all of the iron that we can. Alright, looks like it. No, I don't want the birch tree. Mine the iron. We also don't have a whole lot of carts. Part of that is because we don't have the leather to make them. So now that I've stopped sort of the acquisition of dry skins, we should be able to get some more leather as a result. Alright, and Mr. Trader, Mrs. Trader, thank you for your iron ore, and, ooh, hydropower. Maybe, but probably not. No, actually, why not? Alright, I'm going to sell a whole lot of bronze. because we are exiting the Bronze Age. We no longer need bronze things. And let's see. What else can I sell these guys? Maybe some bronze swords. I'll sell not all of them. I'll keep a few. Sell off some of my Bronze Age tools. And there we go. That is enough to afford the trade. I like it. So hydropower will allow us to, if I go into production, to add a watermill. And what the watermill will allow us to do is to mill our flour much more efficiently. So I'm going to put one in. I'll give it a higher priority. Alright, this metalsmith no longer is needed because we sold off all of our bronze. So let's recycle it. We can get another blacksmith if we wish. This rock pile has been recycled. So now we're down to one rock pile right next to the bloomeries. Or actually 2 rock piles. Hold on. Let's recycle this one too. Keep everything nice and centralized. I like it. Now there's a lot of work to be done, I realize. So I'm going to try to lay off of them so that they can not be so unbelievably overwhelmed. I have a bunch of wolves to be hunted because we don't have the knowledge of doing that yet. Alright, so this oven was never intended to be used. I don't think. Oh no, this one was. The other one wasn't. These weren't. Alright, so the watermill is getting constructed, which means the mortars that I have dotting around my village, if I can find them all, can definitely be broken down and replaced. Alright, so here's those 2 mortars. First watermill, and I believe, let's see, do I get more knowledge from building additional watermills? No, I didn't think so. So the next research I could get is stone carving or netting. Netting allows you to fish more efficiently, and stone carving is for statues. I'll probably go stone carving. We don't have a high need for fish in this community. We do grow a lot of our food. Died from hypothermia right inside the base. Well, that's kind of on you, man. I didn't kill you, you killed you. Alright, so we survived the winter. We've lost carts somehow. Instead of gaining them. Still waiting on bloomeries and ovens and stuff like that. I know my workload is too high. You don't have to tell me that. Alright, first guard tower is built. This allows for 3 people inside of it instead of 2, and it has more hit points, up to 950 instead of 600. Once all these become guard towers, I will be a lot more protected. It'll be a lot harder for raiders to waltz in and harm me. And then once I have the gates properly constructed. It's telling me... Okay, so my animals here, let's go to limits. We just have a lot of slaughtering to do, so I'm not actually going to worry about that. And stone carving. Unlocked. Alright, spiritual. Let's go ahead and carve some statues. Maybe I'll have one statue in the middle of my my base here. And it looks like we're building another guard tower. That's exciting. Means that our iron is rolling in. I don't know if that will work, but alright. All the iron mines are queued up to be mined. I'll just keep doing it. I think the mine ore regions is for copper, which is I've always found to be a little weird. We definitely had enough straw to last us that past season, which is good, because we had a lot of straw issues. It says we're low on food, but I'm not all that worried. There's a lot of things to hunt and slaughter around us. Like all of these aurochs, for instance. In fact, I'll capture them and thin out their crowds, and then slaughter them once they come back to the base. Alright, so we're removing the gates, and we'll reverse them. New people just joined. These bloomeries here are being built for knowledge, so I'm going to recycle them as soon as they're built. Died from starvation. Yeah, no, I think I do have enough food for you. So that's a little weird. I know I'm low on food, but I'm not zero. Alright, thanks for the continuing low on food warning, because that's not annoying. Part of the problem is we've got like 6 sheep, a horse, and a cow to slaughter, and no one's slaughtering it because the workload is simply too high. Maybe if I can find an old cow or something, I can just do the slaughtering myself. Oh yeah, this one's already queued up to be slaughtered. So they've already queued them up to slaughter. They just haven't done the slaughtering yet. If you're hungry, slaughter yourself some animals. The guard towers are getting constructed. Nice. Come on, stop warning me about the low on food. I get it. I've already queued up a bunch of things to be hunted. But save for deprioritizing a lot of the other tasks that I have. We're just going to need to wait for all of my people to be able to do the slaughtering and all that. There we go. Now we're starting to slaughter the sheep, and that will replace some of the food that we haven't had. I usually don't die to starvation, so that one's kind of new to me. We're getting a lot of peas from the last harvest. Some wild boars just wandered by. That will be good. Easy food. I have a bunch of stuff over here queued up to be hunted, so we're just sort of waiting on my people to lower their workload. But the workload keeps going up. Does the very opposite. Alright, trader has arrived. This trader, I might want to go ahead and buy some food, if at all possible, which it actually doesn't look like it is. Alright, so they have netting to be sold, and iron ore and charcoal. All things that I think are wonderful to buy. So I don't want to bankrupt myself. One thing I should sell is... I don't even see the flint to be sold. Let's see. Wool outfits. How much wool do I have? I have plenty of wool and wool cloth. Linens I have less of. So I'll sell some of my wool. And I really want this trade to go through, so I'm gonna... Yeah, let's buy as much as we can here. Alright, 2 more. Done. First banner is completed. There it is. Teeny little prestige. And then we also have netting unlocked, which means we go over here, stop with the fishing rods, and start with the fishing traps, which is flax, and sticks. And that is a max fishing tool. 15 of my sheep, all but one just contracted diseases. Nice. Nothing like a an RNG famine, I suppose. My food should be bouncing back here, given all of the hunting orders that I've queued up. And if all these sheep end up dying from the diseases, good eating, I guess. Let's just hope they didn't die from prion diseases and things that spread to humans. Alright, making sure that the iron around me is being mined out. Eventually, we'll build permanent iron mines. Okay, so 3 sheep died from disease. I don't know if they're automatically queued up to be slaughtered. No, it doesn't look like it, so... It's a little oh, yeah, it's actually not that hard to find the dead ones. Sort of a game of Where's Waldo, but not that bad. Alright, now that the gates... Oh, you're right underneath that tower. I see you. That's the third one, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. Now that the gates are removed, I can invert them properly. So we're going to have reinforced gates, arrow pointing inwards. And that, when people come to attack us, should really keep us well protected. We just got knowledge. Ooh, there's a new sound cue for that. Getting the milestone. I wasn't aware of the sound difference, but that's pretty cool. Alright, for right now, because I have a lot of guard towers, I'm going to lay off of building more guard towers so that I can use the iron for Iron Age tools. Alright, my food did sort of bounce back, not fully, but pretty decently. We are doing a mass hunt here, so this should help as well. Taking a look around and make sure that there are no easy to hunt animals that I'm overlooking. Oh, it all looks like it's on the up and up. The watermill doing a wonderful job of getting through all of the grain that we have. We definitely just hunted a bunch of additional deer. And food ought to be bouncing back. Part of the problem with a like an explosion of population is you will find yourself in dire need of food pretty quickly. Alright, I'm gonna start to manually queue up cows to be slaughtered if these guys don't do it automatically. I think they're probably just too busy. Yeah, my workload is ridiculously high. Alright, the priorities I have now are these 2 reinforced gates. We're breaking down the bloomeries, and soon to be the ovens. I suppose what I should have done is put the watermill next to the granary and had the granary only have flour and grain. So that might be something I move in the future once my workload isn't so high. But for now, I'm not going to add to the workload. All right, let's see if there's anything else I can do. I'm going to start removing removing work zones that I don't need. So what we could do is just select next work zone like this, and if it's unnecessary, we can just destroy it. Yeah, we can get rid of a lot of these tree culling zones. And this frees a lot of them up to not have such a high workload. Alright. So now if I check my workload, it should be dropping once it registers all the changes I've made. Oh, good old blizzard right at the start of the winter. That's going to be cold. Let's hope that everyone is seeking cover properly, because that's not going to be healthy if they're not. Alright, trader has arrived. Please have food. Nope, but you have complex megalithism. I guess you have a bunch of dry fish. At this point, I probably don't have enough stuff to even trade for that, so I'm not going to. But what I will do is always buy iron. But not their processed iron, because that stuff is too expensive. Alright, some dry fish and some iron. Oh boy, you're gonna freeze to death. Yeah, the problem with a blizzard really early on is people haven't swapped over to wool outfits, and it's not like I don't have enough. I have, obviously, 101 wool outfits for 64 people. It's just that they're caught out in the storm. Oh, and here's another storm. What did I do to anger the elder gods here? Okay, a whole bunch of people just died of hypothermia due to that storm. Both of them. But it's not exactly my fault, so I'm not going to sweat it. So if we take a look at the other spiritual objects like Menhir, there's some variants of Menhir, as you can see. And of Dolmen, again, some variants. Not that pretty, but that's okay. Stone circles, sort of variants. Yeah, a bunch of people dying of hypothermia. It's funny because I have so many wool outfits, but they're just not wearing them. They really got caught out. So my workload is back to sort of a reasonable level. And we have a raider attack. Perfect. Perfect, because I do have my reinforced gates built. So they are coming in. There's a lot of them. And I'm going to close the gates. Well, it's a little pessimistic, but one of the advantages of the raider attacks, my food insecurity problems get solved pretty quick because my population drops. And I've won. And that was a proper use of the gates and doors and all that. I did not have that many people die, and I killed a lot of raiders. If we check this out, the red to blue bodies, it's pretty obvious I did a lot more damage than they did. And another beautiful thing about the raiders are they drop stuff that I can use. Alright, replacing the guard towers that I've lost. Oh, was that a regular one? Yeah. Stop that. So the centralization definitely worked in my favor in that situation there. I just ran out of straw at the end of there. I think I ran out of straw because I didn't have enough people planting it, and not because I don't have enough farm fields. I'm pretty sure. Where was that? I had a rolling megalith, like, right at the gate here. Where did it go? Oh, they're pulling it over to the stone circle. Come on, I prioritized this statue. You guys. Alright, fine. Well, we still have 2 more rolling towards us, so I'll be patient. Alright, taking a look at my work priorities, because it's springtime and there's a lot of planning to do. It spiked back up, but that's sort of a natural spike. Wow, I have a lot of cattle, and I'm just going to start slaughtering them manually. I was really hoping that my people would, you know, do it properly, but I didn't realize that they're all, like, Indian, and they think cows are holy and not to be slaughtered, so time to just queue this up manually because it's getting ridiculous. Same with horses, actually. So old male, old female, yep. I guess the auto slaughter for limits aren't that great. But the beautiful thing is this should provide a decent amount of food, as there's a lot of raw meat per cow. Instead of repairing all these watchtowers, I'm just going to upgrade them. I will need a lot of straw, but hopefully these barley fields got planted. In fact, might be possible, I don't know, it's kind of late in the spring season, but it might be possible to plant some additional ones. The issue, oh man, I still have more cows. The issue is all these additional animals, all the animals that exceed the limits that I have been eating my straw, and despite the fact that I'm really trying to get ahead of my straw usage, they just keep eating me out of house and home. So that is the problem there. That's okay. I'll just do some manual slaughter and keep my populations back in check. The gates definitely worked. So the idea behind the gates is that you keep the enemies, you know, at bay so they can't melee you, and then once you greatly outnumber them, you can open up the gates and let your swordsmen out to finish up the remainder. And that functioned pretty well. Alright, so complex megalithism is the next thing I'm going to unlock. I'm sure there's more. Yeah, I could make a whole lot of additional banners, but I'm right now using the iron for guard towers. I think that's more important. I could also make some additional reinforced gates. Warehouses, blacksmiths, menhir. Yeah, I have a lot of additional sort of knowledge checkpoints to hit. But I don't have that high demand for knowledge anymore. There's only steel and complex megalithism left for me to unlock. And that is not hyper important. Steel is nice and all, don't get me wrong, but my long-term survival doesn't hinge on whether I have steel or not. Iron is a pretty good, pretty strong substitute, so to speak. All right, we have a lot of guard towers to rebuild. Hello, trader. You've got grain. And a whole bunch of iron. I like it. Their commission is a little higher than I'd normally like, but that's okay. I'll overlook it this one time. I'll even buy your bread. Alright, well this helps our food, lack of food, actually. And as soon... Oh, I guess all that field got planted. But I'm going to have to pick that up next episode because I'm just about out of time. So if you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, drop me a line. If you liked this episode, drop me a like, subscribe. Also, I apologize for not being able to address some of the comments, like reversing the gates a little sooner. A lot of these were pre-recorded. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all later. Adios.